So pretty much take these, put these in here like this. Okay, put these in here like this. Alright, and before I do that, I sprayed off the one side. So again, see, you've got your fingers all on this, all the grease. Go ahead and just hit the outside of this real quick. That pretty much cleans all that up. Alright, make sure you don't touch, just like on any brake pad, make sure you don't touch the pads on the inside. Nope. On the PDF, on the DB-42, and that's what these brakes are, by UFP. UFP? Yeah, UFP DB-42 disc caliper and disc pads. It says you can buy ones off for Dodge Shadow, or I don't know, some kind of Plymouth, or I went and bought some and they didn't work. So I don't know, I went to O'Reilly. So if you've gone to O'Reilly's, I haven't took my old pads in there and I matched it and it was close, and I thought, oh, okay, well, you know, I could probably make it work. I still got them. I'm gonna probably make them work. I'll have to cut a little bit of the top off and to make them work for an emergency. But my suggestion is to buy just the pads off, buy the UFP brake pads, and you won't have any issues. Those other ones, I don't know, I couldn't get them to fit. I don't know if it was me or the ones I got, but it was a nightmare, to say the least, and that's why I'm putting these on. So pretty much just put that on, you go around the back, put those on. One suggestion I would do, while you have this caliper off, I've already bled these, so I know these are good, but this bleed screw, maybe that'll stay. Bleed screw, which is right here, just looks like a hole, like a nipple with a hole on it. I would suggest is try breaking that free, because breaking it free on the inside, it's kind of a pain. And so if you can break it free out here, hold it with something, try to get that loose, especially if you've never bled the brakes. It'll save you it'll save you a lot of time when you get everything up and you're trying to bleed the brakes. Because mine, man, I fought with it. I finally got them loose, but it was a nightmare. All right, now if your old pads have been worn a little bit, what I do is I take a C-clamp, zoom out here a little bit, maybe kind of hard to see, but you take any kind of clamp, C-clamp, whatever, kind of run it out, and you push that piston back in. Now, one thing I would suggest is on the other side, make sure the other side is still on the is still mounted up, or hold it with another clamp, because what will end up happening, what you'll end up doing is when you push on this side, it'll extend out on that other side. And then what may happen is you may get that thing so far extended out on the other side that you hyperextend it, and then you may eventually probably come down to buying a new caliper, and you don't want to do that because those are even more expensive than the disc. So just kind of push it in a little ways. Don't push it in there too far. Oh, this is the first time I've done this one. It goes in like this. Put that like that. That's the way they're supposed to be in there. Okay. You want to make sure that these clips are on the outside. And before, with this one, it wasn't even close. Same thing with the bottom. Same thing with the bottom right here. You want to make sure it's on the outside of the caliper and holding all this in here. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, right there. Okay. So what those clips do that didn't give me before is that it holds that caliper in there real nice and tight. Then you take your bolt, put it back where it was. Pretty close. Once you get that tight, you don't have to get it too crazy tight, but you know, German torque specs, it's good and tight. And even right now, it's still, you know, it's still got some play. Now, what you get also is this. I think it's called the Caliper retainer. Let's see what the sheet says. Disc brake retainer wire. And alright, well, since I didn't have my old retainer wire, and the manual's kind of very vague about how this goes, I'll kind of show you what the best possible scenario that I found. And pretty much goes up here, and if it sits in that groove, it's not going to allow it to fall out. You know, it moves a little bit. Hopefully that thing just don't come shooting out of there. I mean, that takes quite a bit of force to get that out. And then on the bottom, same kind of deal here. It's got the shorter end down here, and actually, if you can, I don't know if you can see it, but on the bottom, it's on the front, it's on the outside, and on the top, it's on the inside. And so, we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, it won't pop off, but I mean, you can already tell compared to my old ones. That's nice and solid. And once you got a little bit of once that piston on the calipers retracted out, put a little tension on here, I think you'll be good to go. And so that's pretty much it. Pretty much it in a nutshell. That's how that is done. And only thing else you need to do is do the other side and bleed your brakes. Put your tire back on. Take it off the stands and go fishing. One thing I found out about this clip here is the reason for the longer side opposed to the shorter side is you put the short side in first, because I had trouble with this one here on this side. And right here it looks like the wear where this was going down, so my initial guess was correct. That's the way it goes, because it follows that line pretty easily. If you try to put the big side in first and then the little side, it's really hard. So put the little side in first, and make sure that it's the little side on the passenger side, or on this side, on the right side, the driver's side of the boat. I put the short side up there because if you put the long side up there, it kind of protrudes out. It may hit the tire. So what you want to do is you put the short side on top like that, and then the long. And the reason for the long is so you can bend it down. You can push it in easier. That's a lot easier than trying to put that short side in first. That's what I was doing before. Yep, and it's in there. You can see, nice and snug. Actually, this one's still got the brake kind of applied on it. So, but as you can see, when the brake's applied and it's rolling, and you're rolling normal, that thing is solid. See, these are the ones from this side. And my brakes were, my pads were, the calipers were rattling, rocking and rolling. And the way I found out what brakes I had and what to order is, if you look here, this, just the picture of this, the way the style is, that's the DB-42s. The DB-35s are way different. And so if you have this style, then these pads will work, this retainer, and these clips will all work. Alright, now if you want to bleed your brakes, then don't put the tires back on. It's a lot easier to bleed your brakes without the tires on. I'll do a video on how to bleed the brakes. But if you're not bleeding your brakes, then you're pretty much done. Put the tires back on and you're good to go. Just make sure on this job you double, quadruple check. Make sure that everything is on tight. It's not going to fall off. Make sure everything's in its place, because the extra time you take to check your work in here in the shop is a lot shorter than having to deal with it on the side of the road, or having to redo it again, take parts off again, and spend more money. So if you do it right the first time, it'll be good for a long time. So hope this helped out, and thanks for watching my video.